Y'all see all these beautiful sunflowers that we planted? Aren't they just gorgeous, blowing in the breeze? I just wanted to show y'all. I hope you can see the little bees in the middle of them. Let me see if I might twist that around just a little bit to the eastern sky where the sun is. Can y'all see the little bee? Yeah, all the sunflowers are filled with them. But I wanted to show y'all, I love how all these sunflowers, I like to say, they're watching that eastern sky, because they stay facing the east like they're watching for the Lord's return. And I just love that. I think it's so sweet. And even though the sun has moved and is way over in the west, getting ready to go down, they're still facing that eastern sky for us, watching. So I just think that's so sweet, and I wanted to share that with y'all. Yes, I did. And now I have got to get busy. I've been in the office all day. There's some little bees, busy bees. And been working, paperwork. I don't think you ever get through with paperwork when you have a office job, business to tend to. Goodness, they're all full of bees. I hope that y'all can see that, because they're all facing the east, and so there's shade on them now. They're just so busy, sweet little things. Let me see. Will y'all stay on there while I twist you around? There we go. Y'all say hi. Anyway, I just wanted to share these because y'all were with me when we planted them. And God took care of them, and He brought them up and made them so pretty for us, didn't He? He sure did. I have got my pan out here. And this is another one of John's grandparents' pan. And y'all see what I've got? I've got purple hull peas to pick. Rows and rows. So I will return. I brought y'all here on the porch with me. We got all our purple hull peas picked. Yeah, we did. And I may have broken a sweat out there, or two. Yes. Oh, goodness. So now, cold drink of water, and we start shelling. This is the part that reminds me of being at my mama and papa's house shelling peas during the summer. There wasn't anything better. Isn't that crazy that we as kids can remember doing things that were actually constructive and work, and yet they're such a fond memory of ours? Isn't that something? I love that. I love that I was taught to do constructive things. I really do. And I never thought that. I thought it was just a joy to be over there and shelling peas. Have y'all shelled peas, purple hull peas, so much that your fingernail, your thumbnail, and your thumb turns purple? It has to wear off. Me too. Many times. Something I'm doing, guys, I like to start with a nice clean bowl. This is John's grandma's bowl and Papa's. And I like to start with that clean bowl, and then as I get enough peas in here before they get real messy. Sorry about that loud truck going by, but everybody's got to work, don't they? So before they get too dirty, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, I'll put them in a fresh bowl like that and try to just keep them clean as I go. Of course, we're going to blanch them together. And one thing I was going to tell y'all is I'm saving all my real purple hulls. Some of them are kind of green purple, you know, because John's going to take me away this weekend for our 26th anniversary. So I said I better pick even some of the green ones that are just starting to turn as well, or they'll be too dry by the time we get back. We're just going Friday and Saturday night and going to spend the weekend. And of course, y'all know I'm going to take y'all with us and show y'all where we are and let y'all enjoy it too with us a little bit. But save your purple hulls, okay? Because we're going to make a treat with them that I make, and it blows people's minds when I make this because it tastes so good, and it's from something you would normally throw away. Of course, if you have cows or chickens, they will love to eat these hulls, but they can't have these hulls. I'm going to I'm going to make a treat with them that I do every year. So if you're shelling right now, you save these and just put them in a Ziploc in a freezer till I get back with you. Okay? Oh, goodness. There's just not enough time in the day for me to show y'all all that I want to show y'all. So we're just going to have to stay together for a long, long time, huh? I agree. Yes, I do. Like I say, I'm saving my purple holes in here. And this is my jelly making pot. I'm putting them in there. And I'm just going to keep on shelling and drinking my cold water and enjoying this breeze. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing across this canning kitchen porch. And this is why I have this canning kitchen right here, is because you can just stay right down by the garden. When I get through, we can go right inside and put these peas up and get them in the freezer. And I never had to go inside my house and get my house all messy. So it's wonderful. I just love having this. Okay, guys, I will talk to y'all later. Of course, I had this a lot less years than I've had it, or I didn't have it. I've had it, this is my second summer to be out here in the canning kitchen. Before that, I was putting up peas in a double wide trailer, and that didn't stop me. And up in our house, and that didn't stop me either. No, it didn't. It's just that John finally got me this, and I'm so thankful for it. I really am. But I better hush up, or I'm going to make this video too long, huh? Can you see my boots? Trying to see if you can. Yeah, you can. I did put my boots on today to get in that pea patch, because when I got in the cucumbers and I sat down, I remember so many of y'all saying, "Are you afraid of snakes? Are you afraid of snakes, Amy?" And I thought, well, I wasn't, but now I am. So anyway, thanks to y'all, I put my boots on before I got in that pea patch. I just want to let y'all know that, because y'all were so worried about me and the snakes. I have seen snakes in this garden. It's been a few years, knock on wood, but I planted some rattlesnake snap beans one time, and I thought, well, why in the world are they called rattlesnake snap beans? And I walked out there one evening. It's when I still worked at the veterinary clinic, and I would go out in the evenings when I got home and pick till dark. And y'all, I had not picked probably on 2 stalks of beans, and all of a sudden I heard that rattler going. And I realized there was a rattlesnake, and I was getting closer to him. So I decided he could have all of those green beans he wanted to. And I was going to leave him be. And that was the last year that I planted rattlesnake snap beans. Yes, it was. We need to get started on these peas, and we are going to blanch them and put them up. That's what all the old timers say, is we're going to put up these peas. So we're about to put up peas. Y'all see, I've got them in this pan I shelled them in, and I'm washing them, and I'm going to let some water get on top of them and just start picking out any of them that don't look real good. Like he doesn't look real good, so he goes out, okay? We'll just kind of sort through these, and any little bits of trash like that's a piece of shell, we'll just get that off of there. Just like that. And in the meantime, I've got some water filling up in here, and I'm going to put that onto the stove, and I'm going to get this to a rolling boil so we can blanch these peas. Let me dry my hands, find my lid. Seems like this will boil a lot quicker if I stick that lid on there, right? The other things you're going to need is some freezer bags, about quart-size freezer bags, or freezer containers. You don't have to do baggies. And y'all, that is one of the best things, is fresh peas never been frozen. So one baggie of these is going to go straight in the pot, and I'm going to cook them up too for us for supper tonight. I'm going to make some hamburger steaks and some stewed potatoes and some cornbread to go with it, and some sliced tomatoes out of the garden too. Okay, guys, let me get back to washing that, and I'll use my strainer, and I'll kind of come along and pick out any trash from the top. I see a little bit of trash there. What I mean is trash is just stuff that came out of the garden. It might be a piece of a leaf or a piece of its hull, just like that. And I'll keep doing that and getting them clean. And when that water comes to a boil, I'll be back, and we will put them into that water. I like to go back and forth like this too, guys. I'll just pick some up like this and I'll rinse on them because I've got time, because my water's needing to boil, right? And I'll just make sure I'm getting all that trash out of there. That garden trash. We don't want any garden trash, do we? Right? There we go. And then once I get them over here, I'll give them one final rinse in here too. Because a lot of times some of that trash will go to the bottom of this water too. So as I continue to pull them up out of here, I'll kind of pick through and wash and look, and it'll leave a lot of that trash on the bottom. It'll kind of float to the top or either settle in the bottom, one of the two. Getting this cleaned back out. I've got my peas draining over here nice and clean for the pot. I'm going to clean this back out because we've got to put them back in cold water after we blanch them to stop that cooking and get them ready to go in the freezer. Many of you have asked me, how do I cook my purple whole peas? So I'm going to show y'all real quick. That is a quart of peas. I am going to cover them with some water. Just like that. And let's see, I will put a scant teaspoon of salt in these peas, okay? They have no salt in them, so we're going to need to season them, so we'll taste them and they'll be good, huh? And y'all know I'm going to put some bacon grease. So, I'm going to put about a teaspoon of this bacon grease. More or less. Yes, I am. And then something that John and I love in there is some of these whole pickled jalapenos. It's kind of like you're putting pepper sauce on them, you know. So I'll just put one, and then I'll put maybe just a little teaspoon of the sauce, the pickling juice out of there, because it's just kind of like pepper sauce, really, you know. Don't you think? Yeah. And I'll bring these to a boil, and then I will turn them down to medium low, and I let them cook for about 20 to 30 minutes, guys, until they get nice and tender for me. And then I'll check them, see if they need a little more salt. Something else I'll put in there, some fresh ground pepper. I'll do that too. I sure will. We're going to put that right now. And if you don't want to put the bacon grease, don't put the bacon grease. They'll probably taste pretty good without it. And if you don't have any bacon grease, you can just fry you a piece of bacon in the bottom and leave it in there. And I love to get the bacon out, leave the grease in there, and then crumble the bacon on top right before I serve them. I love to do that with green beans too. But this is all I'm going to do till they're tender, and I'm going to make us a pan of cornbread and slice us some of those tomatoes out of the garden to go with it. I sure am. And these peas have never been frozen because we're putting them up too, and they will be the best pot of peas you have for the summer. Is your first pot of peas that you did not have to freeze. They almost taste buttery. I always say they taste like butter because they really do, and none of the others are ever going to be this good once you freeze them. They're good when you freeze them. They're wonderful. But if you have this one, you're like, oh, that first pot of peas that never got frozen. It's way different, guys. All right, so y'all gonna make some peas. And listen, if you don't have fresh peas out of your garden, we have lots of farm stands around here out in the country. Yaks is one of them. There's some in Spearsville, but they're all over the place, and you can go, and a lot of times they sell peas. Somebody locally will sell peas already shelled a lot of times. So get you some of those and put those up just the same. One year I had planted peas, and I said, oh, they're ready. I'll pick them in the morning and we'll put them up. And when I came out in the morning, literally there was not one pea left on the vine, or even my pea plants to make again. The deer had come and completely mowed them all down. So I had to go uptown to a local farm stand and buy some peas. But they are good too. Good too. Yes, they were. Just not nearly as rewarding when you grow them yourself with God and you growing in your garden. So anyway, guys, I'm just telling you that. Don't let it discourage you. You can go find you some peas from somewhere else, and maybe somebody will share some peas out of their garden with you. But this is how I cook them, because y'all were asking me, how did I cook them? And that's how I cook them. Just that simple. Simple is best. The water has begun to boil. Hallelujah. I was watching it. I thought it never would boil. So we're going to put our clean peas in here that we've washed up so pretty. Right down in here. Everybody into the pool. No pea left behind. No, no, no. There we go. Okay, guys, for 2 minutes they're going to boil, and no longer, and then we're going to put them in some cold water. All right, y'all, 2 minutes have gone by. So now we're going to pour them out of this boiling water, and they are nice and blanched. Just like that. And immediately I start rinsing them with cold water, and then I'm going to put them over in this pan of ice water. Okay, I've got a pan of ice water right here, so I'm going to rinse them real good with cold water. Doesn't it make them a beautiful bright green? Do y'all see that, how pretty it makes them? Just makes them vibrant, doesn't it? All we're doing right now is trying to get these little things cooled back down, okay, so we can pack them up in the freezer. All right, y'all, you put them in that ice water just for a couple of minutes, and they get nice and cool, and then we're going to pour them right back in this colander that I've washed out one more time. One more time. Yes, I did. Now our peas are ready. They are ready for the freezer, aren't they? Get y'all up just a little bit. And I love to use a flat pan to put my peas on in my quart bags. You use whatever size bags you want to do. We just love to use about quart freezer bags, okay? And these freezer bags have a little place for you to label what they are and put the date. And a quart is about 4 cups, so I just start scooping them in here just like this. Yes, I do. And then I kind of squeeze out, don't squish on your peas, but kind of squeeze out the air, okay, guys? Well, I got them done. I got us 8 quarts of peas in here. I've got them laid up here on this cookie sheet. Plus, I've got that quart in the pot for us to eat fresh without freezing. And I just slide them right here in the freezer, just like that. Pretty as you please, and now they'll freeze real good and flat, and then I can take them out and store them in my deep freeze like that. I know one thing y'all might ask me is how long will they be good in the freezer? I know they're good for at least a year, just like how I did it. If you want it to last longer than that, you can put water in there with your peas, because the water will help to preserve them as well, or protect them from freezer burning. I don't, because ours don't make it a whole year, okay? We eat them up. Yes, we do. Now, when I was growing up, and I bet when a lot of y'all were growing up and when a lot of y'all were young or just in the past, if you heard somebody talking about what they did for the day out of the garden, they say, I was putting up peas all day. So I think I'm going to call this putting up peas. I might say putting up peas in the freezer, so other people will be like, what does she mean? But y'all know that's all we heard was putting up peas, you know, and I know that there's probably a better term for it, but I just love that because it just sounds old-fashioned and like days gone by, and so y'all been putting up peas with me. Look who came home to us tonight. Everybody's been missing you, baby. Do you know that? Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
You just work hard till dark during the summer, don't you?
Work hard trying to make a living for us, that's all.
Yeah, we got John some of those purple whole peas with some stewed potatoes and a big old hamburger steak. And show them your cornbread, baby.
We got some cornbread.
Some hot buttered cornbread. And then
some tomatoes right out of the garden.
Some tomatoes right out of the garden, yeah. And you sliced and you even peeled He peeled his own tomatoes tonight.
I'm a big boy tonight.
All right, baby, you gonna say the blessing for us?
Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for this meal. I thank you for this time, Lord. Lord, please just be with us. Just keep your hand upon us, Lord. Keep the devil from us, Lord. Be with our nation. Be with the people in our prayers, Lord. We love you so much, Lord. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, guys, we're going to go see if we can find us a little something on TV, huh?
Yeah.
Since our kids are grown, when our kids were little, we all sat at the table
Yep.
and wanted to talk about our day and everything. But now that the kids are grown, we cheat and go sit in front of the TV, don't we?
Yep, we do.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Okay, y'all. Here's John's plate. He's got fresh purple whole peas, stewed potatoes, hamburger steak, fresh tomatoes out of the garden, and a hot piece of cornbread that we've got to butter.